The feds indicted 19 Rollin 60s Crips on charges of RICO, murder, and more. The leader, Big U, allegedly murdered his own recording artist, dragged him out to the desert in Las Vegas, and left him for dead. Please watch this full video. This is some of the craziest shit I've ever read in an indictment. The leader of this gang apparently had a charity that he straight up just took the money to his personal bank account. And so much more. You'll see. Hit subscribe. Here we go. All right, here we go. United States versus Eugene Henley, who's Big U. Mark Martin, Tremaine Ashley Williams, Armani Alifje, Frederick Blanton, Tiffany Shanrika Hines. I mean, there's 19 total people. I'm special agent with the FBI since 2018. Orange County Resident Agency. Eugene Henley Jr., also known as Big U or Unk. Sorry. Unk is like a meme now with the kids on TikTok and shit. Hannibal, Draws, Anybody Killer, violation of Title 18, racketeer, influence and corruption in organizations, conspiracy. Tremaine Ashley Williams is Loose Cannon. This guy, I think he's been on No Jumper before too, or around No Jumper. Interference with commerce by robbery. Henley's Mercedes are seized. His house. All right, summary of the investigation. February 2021. FBI Los Angeles Task Force on Violent Gangs launched an investigation into Henley's criminal enterprise, the Big U Enterprise, and its association with the Rollin 60s neighborhood Crip street gang Rollin 60s, which they began investigating in August 2020.
That, like, all right, so boom. I don't even know how to really explain, bro, because, like, this is insane, bro. You was a charity, like, you was a charity group for the community of Los Angeles or South Central, and then turned it into a criminal organization by benefiting off of it and getting the donations from people. Like,
the Big U Enterprise is a mafia-like organization that utilizes Henley's stature and long-standing association with the Rollin 60s and other street gangs to intimidate businesses and individuals in Los Angeles. It's led by Henley. Henley is a self-admitted member and original gangster or OG of the Rollin 60s, a violent criminal street gang with associated sets in several other states, widely regarded as a leader within Rollin 60s. Some members of the Big U Enterprise are also members of the Rollin 60s. Big U Enterprise are engaged in illegal activities including extortion, robbery, murder, human trafficking, wire fraud, bank fraud, other financial crimes, obstruction of justice, illegal debt collection, illegal gambling, conspiracy to commit fraud via illegal gambling, and other offenses and further of Big U Enterprise. Holy shit. Goddamn rap sheet here. I mean, when the feds coming, they're coming. They're throwing the hammer down. This is scary. Agents gathered information from confidential human sources, so snitches, recordings, wiretaps, search warrants on social media, iCloud, Google accounts, financial records from individuals and companies.
So they just tapping phones. They tapped phones and emails and everything, bro. They got you on social media. They got your iCloud. They got your Google accounts. They had snitches and people wearing wires and doing recordings and tapping your phones. Like, they got evidence on evidence. And this is from 2021, 2020. So this is 4 or 5 years of evidence they just collected on you.
Or organizations, toll records showing communications between conspirators, victims, Big U Enterprise members and associates, cell site location information from numerous phones, including Henley's, Robinson's, and Martin's, interviews of witnesses and victims. I mean, they got surveillance, tracking, poll cameras, recording device. They got fucking everything. Every possible piece of evidence, apparently.
Bro, they got, like, the only thing they don't got is DNA. They probably got DNA too. That's the only thing they didn't tap into, bro. They didn't tap into bro's brain or bro's stem system or nothing. That's the only thing they didn't tap into.
Telephones, wiretaps for telephones being used by certain subjects of the investigation, including Henley, Robinson Martin, and Zahir Mitchell, aka Brick Baby. I'm pretty sure this is a No Jumper employee. Like, he's a podcaster for No Jumper, straight up. Or he seems like he could be a rapper too, like one of those guys.
No, he literally is. He literally is the podcaster for No Jumper, Brick Baby. He's literally been on No Jumper multiple different times.
Is that also does podcast shit? Interviewed more than 50 individuals, including subjects of the investigation, who agreed to voluntarily provide information. There's some snitches afoot. Financially enriching Big U Enterprise members and associates by defrauding donors to nonprofit entities under the control of Big U Enterprise and its members. Oh, so this is, I saw some shit. Big U runs like a charity, I think, for like younger African-American people, like kids and shit, to stop them from going into gangs. I think it's to like help them, you know, pick a career path and not be in the streets and shit. And this motherfucker might be doing some gang shit behind the scenes. That's some hypocritical shit right there. Defrauding federal, state, and local agencies that award grants and other financial support to nonprofit entities. So they got grants too to this charity. Defrauding mortgage lending businesses to make loans to employees of entities under the control of Big U. Gratifying Big U Enterprise members and associates by trafficking and exploiting sex workers. That's not good, dude.
So bro was running Fig Street basically. Bro was outside on Figueroa in California telling yo 60s, y'all better go out there and make sure they out there making that money. If they ain't making no money, y'all better smack these females. That's what he was out there basically doing. He was telling, bro,
Alright, so here's the first murder. Looks like it happened probably near Vegas somewhere. Kidnapping, robbery, extortion. If you're new to the channel, please hit subscribe. I appreciate the support.
Please.
Commit at least 2 acts of racketeering activity in the conduct of the affairs of the Big U Enterprise. Henley posted a podcast titled Checkin' In, the opening theme of the song, which explained when you hop off a plane, check in, penthouse suite, check in, when your feet hit the street, check in. The check-in included both a payment to the Big U Enterprise as well as requesting permission from Henley to conduct certain activities, including acts of violence that were sanctioned by Big U Enterprise. If I don't pick up the phone, that can mean death for somebody. Jesus Christ. I am not affiliated with no gang. Anyone watching this? I'm just reading the public document. Don't come after me.
Basically, he admitted, or someone admitted to the police, that Big U handles all of everything, right? If you are a Rollin 60s Crip and you want to harm somebody, you have to get permission from Big U, right? You have to call Big U and say, yo, Big U, such and such did this, and the third. I'm finna go handle it. You know what I mean? Is that valid? If Big U says yes, go ahead. If Big U says no, you can't do it. But if Big U don't answer, it's a free-for-all, because I called you, I tried to get in contact with you about this situation. Obviously you didn't pick up, so I'm gonna go handle what I do because I didn't get a yes or a no from you. Like, it's, bro,
Holy shit, I'm an innocent civilian reading the document that's everywhere on Google. Don't come after me. I ain't part of nothing. Embezzling funds meant as charitable donations. Destroying video surveillance. Alright, here we go. Here's some...
So that's where the obstruction comes from. The obstruction of justice, that's where it comes from. Dude is over here destroying cameras and stuff.
Crazy shit. Henley kidnapped and murdered victim RW in Las Vegas in retaliation for perceived disrespect to the Big U Enterprise. An endeavor to conceal that murder with other Big U Enterprise members. Henley, Robinson, Martin, and Williams committed and arranged robberies to enrich the Big U Enterprise. Further extortions committed by Big U Enterprise. Henley and whatever this name is arranged for interstate transportation of individuals to engage in prostitution. Defrauded various companies, donors.
Engaged in interstate transportation of individuals to engage in prostitution. So trafficking, basically what he was doing, that's human trafficking. That's basically, if y'all don't understand, right, human trafficking is multiple different ways, right? Like, say for this, right, say if you come and get me from my house, say, yo, Mir, we're finna go do something, yada yada yada, come outside, and I come outside my house, I get in your car and you take me somewhere that I did not have any know about, did not agree to, did not want to be there, felt uncomfortable, I can literally go to court and civil court and literally charge you with human trafficking or charge you with kidnapping, bro. Like, that's basically what they're doing. They had a whole bunch of females, loaded them up, told them, hey, we're finna go to Las Vegas, go make some money, we're finna go gamble, party, whatever. And these girls ended up having to do certain acts for certain things and certain people. So, like, that's not even prostitution at this point. This is human trafficking. This is like I don't know if you could add sexual human trafficking to it, but that's what it is. Like, because you are moving people across state borders, straight lines, which is trafficking. Moving something across state lines is trafficking, especially if it's illegal. That's trafficking. Now you added humans into it. That's human trafficking. You just move someone from this place to this place to this place to this place. That's human trafficking, bro. That's what he did.
Athletes, celebrities, and to provide donations to the Big U Enterprise charities, only to transfer those donations to his personal bank account for personal use. I mean, if there's evidence of this, that's some of the worst shit you can do. Bait people to donate to your charity, then just take it. What the fuck? fuck? Especially when it's supposed to go to kids and shit. That is so messed up. Small Business Administration, dude. All these motherfuckers that got SBA loans, man. In 2020, I could have got an SBA loan, but I was like, something's afoot here. I'm not trying to get caught with nothing. Because I technically run a business, obviously. I was like, fuck it, it's not even worth it. Because I had people saying, hey, go get a small business. And I was like, I don't need it. I'm chilling. The fuck? Because some of these were forgiven. Like, you don't even have to fucking pay them back. Like, some people were able to do that. I was like, what? That seems sketchy. I ain't doing nothing. Nuh-uh. I mean, here's a whole history about Henley being a Rollin 60s member in the 80s. Multiple charges for first-degree murder. Attempted murder of a peace officer. What?
He tried to kill a cop? He tried to off a cop. He tried to off a cop in the 80s.
Henley already served 23 years in state prison for robbery. As he admitted, he was also charged with kidnapping. In 2022, on a podcast, Henley described himself as an enforcer in prison, recounted knocking somebody's eyeball out of their socket, as well as committed stabbings. I mean, in the gang world and like certain cultures, this is fine, but this is some fucked up shit. You gotta admit that, right? On December 31st, 2022, intercepted call. Henley explained his motivation for committing murders on behalf of Big U Enterprise, stating, what you guys see on the internet, y'all keep hearing other people who don't have nothing to talk about but sell. Let me explain something to you. If I would have had a problem with any man, color, creed, king, or kind, that issue would have been resolved and you wouldn't be here, or I wouldn't be here. It ain't no kid, nothing. And it damn near nobody who been in this motherfucker longer than me can stand against me and me be who I am. If I had a problem with any man and this wouldn't be funny to me, I'm still who they say I am. You're just saying he's the big dog, right?
Basically he said he's El Jefe. He is the one of one, the king of all kings. He is LA. That's basically what he's saying. He's saying whatever happens in LA, I've done it. Ain't nobody done this gang banging more than me. And nobody done anything in the streets more than me. Nobody got more stripes than me. And nobody has done time 20 plus years and come back home and run the streets again. And nobody had it on the yard like me. And nobody, like, that's what he's saying. He's basically saying that he's the king of LA, of all kings of LA. Ain't no OG above him, no matter what gang you in. And if someone had a problem with him, they wouldn't be here or he wouldn't be here. That's basically what he's saying, bro.
We get it? Okay. Another call, 2023. I'm retired, N-word activist. I'll pull up on your block right now, N-word, and show up and show out, N-word. That's what happened to the last N-word that thought I was retired. Jesus. Corrupt connected Henley with Suge Knight. We all know who Suge Knight is, right? I mean, maybe a few of you don't, but obviously you know who Suge Knight is, right? Now they're talking
about corrupt, like West Side Connection corrupt?
His relationship with Nipsey Hussle. Henley and Big U are widely known for requiring a check-in for out-of-town entertainers or gang members in Los Angeles. The check-in is a term used when someone travels there. Individual must check in or meet with the local street representative of said city to pay a tax or fee for permission both to move freely, to have an event, or conduct business in other cities without the risk of harassment or danger from criminal elements. Henley provided examples of individuals who did not check in with him until it's too late, such as the rap artist Quando Rondo, who Henley discussed in another interview, who was later targeted in a murder for hire plot where his associates were killed. So that's what Lil Durk is charged with. I don't think this guy is connected to Lil Durk at all, really, but that's fucking crazy.
I mean, Brick Baby was talking about him a lot. Brick Baby was talking about the trial and Lil Durk and Quando Rondo and NBA Youngboy for a long time on No Jumper, bro. Like, they was talking about it like a year or two ago. They've been talking about it, bro. Like, what is it? Like, I think Brick Baby's been talking about. He's been talking about it, not just even on No Jumper. He's been on other platforms talking about it. Like, it's.
W1 is a snitch, I think, said that Henley was involved with the incident because Henley was involved in or to approve any dice games or similar events such as parties involving large sums of money and prominent NBA players and celebrities in Los Angeles. Multiple persons involved in the incident who have been interviewed, including former NBA players, confirmed that Henley was paid $100,000 for negotiating this debt. However, each was later approached by associates of AB and told they still owed the money. Snitch 1 was aware of the other instances where NBA players or other celebrities would need to work with and get approval in advance from Henley to ensure their safety at events in Los Angeles, such as parties, gambling games, or advertising shoots. To seek or pay Henley for protection, approval, face retaliation from Big U Enterprise. Damn, this is crazy. Henley told
So basically, if they did not pay, there was going to be something that was going to happen. If they didn't do what was said to be done, like, didn't check in, didn't pay, didn't do nothing, like, then people would get hurt. People would go bye-bye. That's basically what they're saying.
Victim 1 and others that he got into it with AB after AB cheated a current NBA All-Star out of $1.5 million and a former NBA All-Star out of $5 million.
Niggas was up $6 million charging NBA players and former NBA players to check in and do parties and stuff like that, and then was taking small business loans from the bank, and then charging other rappers all this extra money to check in. Like, what?
Confidential informant involved with the cheating scheme corroborated this information and that AB was confronted for failing to check in with Henley regarding the game. Wait, cheating scheme. I must have missed something. AB has been Adrian Broner, the boxer. Cheated NBA players out of millions of dollars using teased dice. Fucking like what 21 Savage did to Aided Rawls. Mark the
So they were playing a dice game. Adrian Broner was using tricky dice? Adrian Broner, you using tricky dice game? Nah. Adrian Broner out here hitting niggas with tricky dice on the block? I ain't gonna lie, gang, yo. Yo, you would have lost multiple fights outside the ring, bro. You should have got punched up on the spot, gang. You should have, nigga should have tapped your chin for that, bro. Nah,
cards
nah.
up so you knew which cards to
That's
pick.
the craziest thing ever. Bro pulled up to the dice game with tricky dice, stole everybody money, bro.
$5 million and $1.5 million is crazy to cheat and gambling. That's insane. Crenshaw Rams youth football team, which is designed to give underprivileged children a safe outlet in sports with a chance to build skills for the future. Henley indicated that Developing Options was a platform used to help individuals get to college instead of going to jail. Since 2015, Developing Options has been a recipient of annual $550,000 as part of the program overseen by City of Los Angeles. Since 2015, recipient of annual $550,000 as part of the GRYD program. $2.3 million from the City of Los Angeles. From that, Henley has drawn hundreds of thousands of dollars purportedly in salary. This charity has gotten $2.3 million just from LA. How much was the salary?
So they ran up $6.5 million on NBA players, and then ran up $2 million from the city. And this is not even like the bank loans or anything. This is strictly just from the city because they were doing the Crenshaw youth football team.
Salary though, that's crazy. Because if it's a nonprofit, aren't salaries like capped? Like you're making $100,000 a year. If you're a nonprofit, you can't raise it because then you're for profit. Like how did like all fucking charities are sketchy, dude. I mean, if it's a nonprofit, salaries have to be capped, right? That's what I thought at least. Handbook for the GRYD program requirements that include extensive criminal background checks, attendance at meetings, approval of employees. Developing Options appears to have failed to.
It ain't extensive background checks if you got 15 gang members on the board. How is it an extensive background check and you got 15 active gang members in the board? How does that even make sense? Big Baby's been locked up or been arrested 3 times in the last 2 years. Big Baby's had 2 cases or something like that, arrested or something. Like, bro, and they doing extensive background checks. Loose Cannon's been a known Crip since I don't even know when. He's been on No Jumper talking about he Crip this and Crip that. Big Brick Baby always on No Jumper talking about he Crip this and Crip that too. Like, and like, how is it an extensive background check on an enterprise on a nonprofit when there's everybody a part of the 19 people that got arrested were all Crips. Everybody was all Crips. Everybody was Crips. Everybody was Crips. Everybody in the indictment was a Crip. Even the females, bro. The females in the indictment were all Crips. Everybody was Crip. Everybody was Cripped out. It was all Cripped.
Comply with some or potentially all of those requirements. How the fuck did this guy get approved for this program? This is insane. Fraudulently applied for federal pandemic relief loans for his entities. The great rewards hunt is on, so join the.
And then you over here talking about gambling and stuff, and you over here throwing a DraftKings gambling ad in the video. What type of stuff is you on, gang?
21 and dragged his body into the desert in North Las Vegas. Holy fuck. On that morning, detectives discovered the body of R.W. laying in the desert near Apex landfill. R.W. had been shot multiple times.
Set forth, there was a probable cause to believe that Henley murdered victim R.W. on January 25th, 2021, and dragged his body into the desert in North Las Vegas. On that morning, North Las Vegas PD detectives discovered the body of RW lying in the desert near the Apex landfill. RW had been shot multiple times in his body and had been drugged and left in a ditch not far from Interstate 15. Hours before his murder, RW was at the studio of Witness 2 with Henley. North Las Vegas PD investigation revealed that RW was one of Henley's recording artists and was at the studio as a guest of Henley, recording for Unique Music, an independent record label that Henley and Martin co-founded.
His body had been dragged and left in a ditch not far from Interstate 15. Hours before his homicide, RW was at the studio of Witness 2 with Henley. Vegas PD revealed that RW was one of Henley's recording artists. One of his own artists? He killed one of his own artists that he has signed.
You not like, and then like you hit your artist and then do what with it? What do you gain from that? What do you gain from doing that, right? Because now you lost money. You gave this dude money or a promotion deal, whatever, and then you signed him, you whacked him. You're not getting nothing back. Because if he barely put out any music, you collecting the little couple $1,000s that you getting from these streaming apps to you know what I mean, to make it seem like, all right, well, you know what I mean, I you know what I mean, got something back. I can go sign another artist
What? Was at the studio as a guest, recording for Unique Music, the independent record label that Henley and Martin co-founded. According to Studio Witness,
Man, RP RW, man. I don't know your full name, but rest in peace RW, bro.
who was employed as security for the recording studio, Henley was one of the last people seen with RW prior to RW's homicide. Witness 1 also stated that Robinson drove Henley to Vegas from LA in a dark gray Lexus, and that Witness 1 in his security capacity encountered Henley and Robinson when they arrived at the studio and words with them because he did not know who they were. Witness 1 statements to Vegas PD at the outset of the murder investigation have been corroborated by other witnesses and cell phone location data, among other evidence. Further investigation revealed motive, opportunity, obstruction, inculpatory statements, and more from Henley and other members and associates of Big U Enterprise. Murder in connection to Big U Enterprise. 5 days before the murder, RW recorded a diss. In it, RW rapped about the person who had the money and that RW would be shot in the face for thinking shit funny, and referenced a .38 revolver, no trace. Hold on. So the guy that got killed rapped about getting shot in the face for thinking shit funny and referenced a .38 revolver, no trace. Why would he be rapping about that? Like, is he taunting his own fucking, like, person he signed to type shit? I believe that in this diss song, RW was dissing Henley, referring to Henley as the bro that makes money, and that RW may get shot in the face for thinking his lackadaisical use of the studio and general representation by Unique Music is.
I was confused too. Okay, so basically RW wasn't, it was I guess you could call it a diss, but more it's a cry for help. Basically saying like, Henley got all the money, this, that, and the third, and if I keep talking, you know what I mean, things could happen to me. It was more of a call for help. It wasn't really a diss. They took it as a diss, you know what I mean, the Big U Enterprise. They took it as a diss, or, you know what I mean, something. But the actual song wasn't a diss. It seems like it was more of a call for help.
Is funny. RW was shot days later in the face, apparently with a revolver that left no shell casings. It is unknown whether Henley heard these lyrics prior to the murder. Wait, hold on. This is fucking crazy. Bro rapped something that straight up might have happened to him by Henley. Bro rapped about his own death, pretty much. That is crazy. RW was wasting time in the studio. I believe that RW was wasting the time, thereby disparaging Henley's name and that Big U Enterprise reputation, and potentially floating that disrespect with the lyrics of the diss song led to a dispute with Henley and RW. Henley and Robinson drove from LA to Vegas to confront RW, and that dispute then turned deadly. Throughout our investigation, no investigator, family member, witness, or any third party has ever identified any individuals that would have motive or opportunity to murder RW except.
Oh, I paused it way too early, because I'm about to say none of his family members, nobody knew anybody he had problems with, and then I paused it right there.
Henley. Henley's motive for murdering RW was in the interest of the Big U Enterprise. Henley's cell phone location corroborates his involvement in RW's murder. For 2 phones associated with Henley, according to Witness 1 and Witness 2, one of RW's friends who was visiting him in Vegas the day he was murdered, as well as analysis of Henley's phone. Henley and Robinson arrived in Vegas January 23rd. The night before the murder, Henley's phone location data and witness showed that he arrived at Airbnb on Round Rock Drive in Vegas. Night of the murder, Henley arrived at the studio at approximately 8 or 9 p.m. RW then arrived at the studio and recorded a song from approximately 11 p.m. until midnight. They left the studio at approximately 12:30.
Okay. So Henley arrived at the studio at 8, 9 p.m. Obviously, he was prepping something to go down. Obviously, he knew that RW wasn't going to be there in time. He knew that, you know what I mean? Obviously, he's been studying his artists and, you know what I mean, try to figure out, get there early, get there before his artist. RW arrived at the studio and recorded a song around 11 p.m. till midnight. So obviously RW probably got to the studio around 11ish, maybe 10:30. Got into the studio. Obviously, they probably exchanged some words. Henley's probably ran up to RW like, "Yo, why are you always late? Da da da. I paid for the studio session at this time. You're supposed to be here by this time. You know what I mean? Like, you shouldn't be here only for an hour when I get the studio from, you know what I mean, 8 or 9 till midnight or 1 a.m. and you only here for an hour and get one song done, maybe two songs done." And you know what I mean? So obviously they probably had that little chop up, you know what I mean, in the beginning. Boom. They get the song done. They leave around 12:37. They probably still, you know what I mean, fussing and fighting like, "Yo, bro, you only got one song done. You told me you've been working. Da 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 da. I came all the way out here from LA. It's a 4-hour drive and this, that, and the third." And yeah.
37, Henley left the studio. Dark gray Lexus in which he and Robson had driven to the studio was no longer at the studio. At 12:58, Henley's phones stopped reporting location data of any kind, with the last data recorded within the vicinity of the studio. At approximately 1:13, surveillance footage at the Airbnb again revealed a dark gray or silver sedan arriving to the Airbnb. RW exited the passenger side of the vehicle and entered the Airbnb. A few minutes later, approximately 1:20, RW exited the Airbnb with the suitcase, put the suitcase in his trunk, and got in the dark gray or silver sedan, which departed. The Airbnb, though, was rented for another day, and RW was not set to leave until a flight scheduled the following day.
So obviously, Henley felt some type of way at the studio. He felt some type of way, like I said, he felt some type of way about his artist. You know what I mean? Not pulling to the studio on time for when the slot was, only making a certain amount of songs, pulling up at 11, leaving at 12:30, so that he can go do whatever and do this. So this is what he did. He was like, "Yo, this was gonna happen. I'm gonna take you back to your Airbnb. You're gonna pack your stuff up, and you going back to Cali." Because obviously what you doing out here is not working and we need to be more hands-on with you. So we gonna work in Cali and I'm gonna come to every studio session. And bro was, he couldn't say no. He can't be like, nah, da 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 da. He had to say, yeah, all right, cool. Went back in, packed all his stuff, put his bag in the trunk, hopped back in the V.
Both of Henley's phones did not begin reporting data until 2:15, so it sounds like they all left the studio. RW went and packed his shit at the Airbnb or something and got the fuck out of the Airbnb with the suitcase, the victim. The drive from the studio to the Airbnb would take 17 minutes. After Henley's phone stopped reporting location data when they left the vicinity of the studio, the dark sedan arrived with RW at the Airbnb 15 minutes later. The drive from the Airbnb to the location where RW's body was found and then to the location where Henley's phones began reporting again would take roughly 42 minutes. The time from when RW left the Airbnb to when Henley's phones began reporting again is 48 minutes. Approximate time for the drive, murder, and moving the body. So he turned both of his phones off, is what they're alleging here, and committed the murder, drove out, dumped the bodies, left them, and came back. One of Henley's phones.
So basically, like he said, turn off his phone so he didn't get the location. But they're saying in that 42 to 48 minute time span, that was enough time to harm the victim, dispose of relocate the victim and dispose the victim in that little short time frame. In that 42 to 48 minutes, they were able to do all that, which is very much possible if they already in the car, already on the way, turned their phones off. They got there, you know what I mean, got to the Airbnb around 1 o'clock. On the way, it's 40 something minutes. They, you know what I mean, I don't know.
Made a call to Robinson. According to Witness 1, Robinson asked Witness 1 if he had seen Henley, which Witness 1 found odd since Robinson was Henley's driver and bodyguard. Henley returned to the studio alone in the dark gray Lexus and spoke with Witness 1, who reported that Henley appeared to be drenched in either sweat or water. Henley told Witness 1 that he was coming back from the gym. It's kind of disturbing if you think about it. Bro's lying about everything. Just might have killed someone, dragged his body out to the desert, left him.
Is Henley loose cannon or someone else?
To die, shot him in the face. Let's point that out too. RW's body is found hours later. Detectives believe he died at the location near the side of the road, which trailed down the hill from the roadway into the desert along with drag marks. Henley's phone location data shows that he departed Vegas to return to LA at approximately 10 a.m. Evidence from the scene.
So at 9 a.m. they found the body. At 10 a.m. bro was on a flight out of the out of Las Vegas.
RW was not dressed for the weather, which was cold and inclement on the night of the murder. DNA collected from RW's ankle sock area. RW was dragged into the desert off the highway. DNA profile obtained was not complete, likely due to the inclement weather. Analysis of Henley's DNA profile was inconclusive, such that he could not be excluded as a contributor of the DNA. Robinson, on the other hand, was excluded as a potential contributor of the DNA. So this is where...
Wait, hold on. Let me read that back. So, analysis of Haley's DNA profile was inconclusive, such that he cannot be excluded as the contributor of the DNA. And Robinson, on the other hand, was excluded as potential contributor of the DNA on RW. So Robinson was excluded. He was complete, like, there's no DNA that can even be considered Robinson or even traced back to Robinson. Hanley, on the other hand, the DNA was so inclusive because of the amount of whether the rain or the heat in the area. Just, yeah, I mean, they couldn't get enough DNA evidence, but they could not exclude him of the contributor of the evidence. So they could not exclude Hanley DNA to not be a contributor, but they excluded Robinson. So Hanley could have been there, basically what they're saying. But the evidence, the DNA evidence that they have is not a full match to what Haley's DNA analysis has already like explained to them, right? Because if you've been locked up, if you've been anything, obviously your DNA is in the system. So, yeah, I mean, they could already mix match the DNA with what they have in the system. So what they have in the system is not an exact, I guess, an exact match, but certain strains and certain stems of the DNA that they have in the profile of Hingley is matching with the DNA that they found at the crime scene. It just can't be excluded because there's certain things that they have to pinpoint, and it's just not exactly clean all the way.
Excluded as a potential contributor of the DNA. So this is where it gets suspect right here. Henley arranges for recording equipment from the studio to be removed and surveillance video to be destroyed. So clearly destroying evidence.
So yeah, and I mean, he destroying evidence, not, yeah, I made obstruction of justice. That's where it goes.
It's very suspect, right? A couple days after the homicide, they removed everything. Destruction of surveillance video. He told them to take a walk. New surveillance and working DVR devices have been removed. I believe there's probable cause to conclude that footage from the DVR system would have shown an altercation between Henley and RW in that night, and at minimum, Henley and RW leaving the studio together shortly before RW's murder.
That's what I'm saying, bro. He probably came into the studio. That's why Henley was there early when this time was supposed to start, when he booked that studio session. That's why he was there early. They got into a little argument about why he's not coming to the studio session on time. Why is he pulling up 3 hours late, 4 hours late, and only getting one song done? All this extra stuff. And then afterwards, boom, that's what happened.
Interviews of family, witnesses, and Big U Enterprise associates. Family members and friends all pointed that Henley is the person they believe responsible for his murder. Multiple people were sending Instagram messages to Henley demanding answers for what happened to RW.
Now, I want to know, bro, if this indictment has Nipsey Hussle's in it too, right? Because a lot of people were speculating around Nipsey Hussle that, you know, Nipsey Hussle being such a leader in the community and doing so much for the community, just not even as a person, but as an activist, always being there, always, you know, I mean, opening a store, opening restaurants, being there for the young ones, or coming to every single basketball game, rec game, all that stuff. So it's like, is it possible that his own, you know what I mean, community turned on him? Like, that's what I want to know. Because, like, if that's even true, that Nipsey Hussle's own community turned on him and got him killed, like, that'd be insane, bro. Like, that just shows, like, you can't do nothing for the area that you grew up in. You can't do nothing for the block anymore, because as soon as you start getting bigger and better than the people that, quote unquote, started this, or, you know what I mean, started the movement or whatever, bro, like, it just, bro, like, that would shock me if they, like, the Rollin 60s or anybody a part of the Rollin card, like, our neighborhood card, had something to do in setting up Nipsey Hussle. Like, that would be insane.
All of which went without response. See, that's a red flag. Ignoring family members of one of your artists that you have signed. I mean, isn't that the biggest of red flags ever? You should be like in a time of like grieving with them and like figuring out who killed him.
Yeah, figuring out who killed them, setting up the money, because like obviously either this person either put out songs before or obviously signed a deal with this person. So now they worrying about how they gonna pay for the funeral service, how they gonna pay for this. This person might have kids. This person, you know what I mean? Like all this extra stuff. So now they gotta try to figure it out. And you as the manager, you as like you should have been picking up their calls and letting the family know, like, yeah, we're figuring this out. We're gonna get you guys some money so y'all can pay for the funeral service, and you know what I mean, get y'all the distribution that he had set up with us, so then y'all can collect the money that's going, like, you know, something at least, you know what I mean?
Ignoring them. RW's final Instagram message to Henley regarding price of a song was sent January 24th. Henley did not respond until January 26th, almost 24 after he left Vegas after the murder. In the meantime, evidence shows that Henley had seen RW at the studio the night of January 24th, after RW had sent the message, and Henley presumably would have discussed the price of the song at the time, if at all. Henley sent the message in an attempt to plead ignorance that RW was murdered and to avoid suspicion from law enforcement of his involvement in the murder. Wow. I just realized how similar.
So basically, he got a DM from RW explaining, yo, bro, this is a song, like how much for the song, and this, that, and the third. Henley basically did not answer him. He seen the message, right? He didn't probably click on it, but he seen the DM on his Instagram. Waited until he came back to California to text RW back, like explaining like, yo, this is the song, da da da. My B, I couldn't come to Las Vegas yesterday, but this is what it is. When you come back home, you know what I mean, the money's there for you. So then basically in the messages between him and RW, it shows that they had a mutual agreement about what was going down and what was happening and this, that, and the third. And yeah, like he basically tried to cover up the fact that he was in Las Vegas at the time by texting RW back while he was in LA, explaining to him what the price is, and they'll figure it out when he comes back to town so that he can save himself.
This is to the Melly case. They were at a studio, both left in the same car. One of them ended up dead, you know what I mean? That's fucking weird. Henley and associates made several inculpatory calls regarding the murder, which were intercepted by law enforcement wiretap. Based on my training experience, I believe Henley not returning him for 2 weeks and having one of his associates driving his car were attempts by Henley to avoid law enforcement regarding RW's murder. Bro was trying to trick police, have someone else live in his house and drive his car? Henley told Martin he wanted to meet with Martin's auto shop to discuss police investigation of RW's murder. Oh my god, they have the transcript. Henley, 5 detectives went by my house this morning from Vegas and said they want to talk to me. You hear me? Martin, yeah. Probably let you know. They was asking about RW and 2-year anniversary. It was they wanted to follow up and talk to everybody who was close. Where are you at? I'm at the shop. All right, I'm pulling up on you. All right. Based on other intercepts, I know that Henley believed the FBI may be intercepting his telephone calls. Therefore, I believe Henley wanted to talk to Martin in person regarding the murder in order to avoid speaking on a telephone line. Martin, Henley immediately placed multiple calls to DS, the person who reportedly removed the video.
Before on the call to Martin, Henley reported multiple calls to DS, the person who reportedly removed the video surveillance footage from the studio. This dude just, how you suspected that the cops is on your phone and you using your phone? How does that make sense?
Surveillance footage from the studio. The first few calls were not answered. Then Henley told DS he needed to meet with them. The following is a transcription portion of the conversation. Henley, where you at? At the house, ready to jump in the shower. What you on? I need to pull up on you. I am right here at the house. Alright, I gotta pull up on you. How you gonna be? You ain't about to go nowhere, are you? Nah. DS reportedly removed the video surveillance video. RW's presence in the studio is out for the homicide. So he's freaking out, calling her.
So basically, he's trying to cover up his ends. Basically, he's going around calling this person, this person, and this person to figure out, all right, boom, you got it done. You got it done. Everything's going, everything. All right, boom. This is the story. 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 Like, that's what he's doing right now. He's trying to cover up all loose ends, bro. But he's doing it so frantically that it's like, bro, it's like he got that. He seen those 4 cars from Las Vegas pull up. He was shaking. He was shaking, bro. He was shaking like anybody else would, bro. Like anybody else would. He was shaking in his boots.
everyone that was at the studio. I mean, it's definitely not a good look. I know everyone's innocent until proven guilty in the court of law, but damn. Henley was on the phone with Diaz. Henley told Diaz he was traveling to Vegas following the day where witness 2 was located. Vegas PD began interviews of witnesses regarding RW's murder, and I believe that Henley may have been going to Vegas to confront witness 2 to see if he talked to police. Bro traveling all the way to Vegas to make sure no one's snitching. I believe Henley was contacting Big U Enterprise, members and associates, specifically those with knowledge of RW's murder, to ensure that any statements to law enforcement were either suppressed or consistent with one another. Robberies. Henley provides the target and location while the robbery is committed. Robbed a marijuana dispensary.
Wait, what? As a robbery violation of Hobbs Act, according to the witness involved, including victim 1, and cooperated repeatedly by wiretap and recorded meetings with Big U Enterprise members, and the Big U Enterprise sets up and executes robberies throughout Los Angeles. Normally, Henley provides a target and location while the robbery is committed by Big U Enterprise or the Big U Enterprise direction using Rollin 60s or other associates. So Henley gets the drop, and Henley meets the people, basically telling them, oh, hold on. So Henley meets like these people, like letting them know, like, yeah, y'all safe, this is dirt, like, don't go to these areas, don't go to these areas, don't go to these areas, but y'all good to do whatever y'all want anywhere else in the city. Gets the location of where these people supposed to be staying, like, yo, let me know where you staying at. If you need to tap in one of us, make sure you got security, extra security, you know what I mean, whatever it is, let us know where you staying at. Gets the target and the location, so then he sends it off to people, so then it, like, that's crazy.
The robberies committed. Robbed a marijuana dispensary at gunpoint. Holy shit. Victim 1 worked at this dispensary. Big U Enterprise had been extorting Victim 1 for years, and Victim 1 had been paying the Big U Enterprise $25,000 per month when Victim was at the top of his earning capacity. Shortly before the robbery, Victim 1 had ceased paying extortion to Big U, and Victim 1 did not believe it was necessary that he was receiving any benefit from the...
So, bro was getting robbed. So basically, bro was getting extorted for this an unlicensed weed dispensary in Los Angeles. So he was getting extorted by, wow. So he was an unlicensed dispensary in Los Angeles, right? He was getting extorted by the gang for $25,000 per month. Like, he had to give up $25,000 per month to said people. And then after deciding not to pay anymore, saying, I'm not going to do it, you guys will not be getting any money from me, dude got robbed.
The payments. Approximately 11 of the Big U Enterprise members associates, including Robinson and Williams, both of the Victim 1 knew well, rushed into the dispensary armed with firearms without masks, and they demanded belongings of anything.
So they, y'all gotta be the most craziest members I've ever met in my life. Y'all ran into a dispensary armed with firearms and without mask? Yeah. Yo. Bro ran into a dispensary to do a robbery armed with firearms and without mask. How did you expect to not get caught? How did you expect to not get caught? How'd you expect to
inside and stole cash and marijuana from the store before fleeing. Demanded a Rolex watch. Henley told Victim 1.
Hold on, bro. Hold on. I gotta read that, bro. They demanded belongings to everyone inside. They stole cash, marijuana from the store before fleeing. At one point, they demanded a Rolex watch from one of the co-workers but at Robinson's direction, they ended up letting him keep it.
One from the store before fleeing. Demanded a Rolex watch. Henley told Victim 1 that's how you rob yourself. Henley then demanded $10,000. Jeez, this is like an extortion out of a goddamn movie, dude. Extorting a damn weed dispensary. Walking up in there with guns.
Wait, so they robbed him and then told him to give up $10,000? Nah.
And shit. Williams later admitted to this robbery in the aftermath on a podcast on No Jumper. Williams as Henley's right-hand man. Williams explains basically he'll manipulate things. We'll go and do something, and then the same M-words we do it to show up to the house like 10 minutes later as we trying to count everything. And we'd be like, how the fuck? Williams then said that Henley would state, well, we just going to give like 40,000 back. Black 100, who was a rival counterpart of Henley for the Bloods, was also on the podcast and stated, you know why he wanted to give the dude back the 40, right? Because he was going to make the dude give him 20 for getting it back. Williams then agreed, of course. He did that too. Two famous rappers. Williams then detailed demanding $50,000 from celebrity rapper RR, or they would kill the celebrity rapper MM. This
RR, that could be Rowdy Rich. And then celebrity MM. Who could be MM? Money Man? So is it Rowdy Rich and Money Man? That's the only MM I know is Money Man. Money Man and Rowdy Rich are the, like those. That's only people I could know. Wow.
Meek Mill. Williams then said RR.
Meek Mill? I didn't even realize Meek Mill. I didn't even realize that. I didn't even put Meek Mill together. I didn't think Rowdy Rich and Meek Mill would be in the same. Wow.
RR dropped off the 50,000 and Henley stopped answering the phone and did not share any of the proceeds with Williams. So that's why Williams is on this podcast talking, because he got screwed over by Henley. According to the further No Jumper and Vlad segments, Henley then served a cease and desist order on No Jumper, and this podcast episode was removed from the platform, although recording the episode remained available elsewhere online. Oh my god, they probably found it on Facebook or some shit.
Nah, it's still on YouTube. It's just hard to cease and desist something when people don't care about it. You got all these little YouTube channels that got like 300 subscribers, 500 subscribers, 800 subscribers. Like, all right, cool. You cease and desist me, I'll just go on and make another YouTube channel and continue to post the same content. That's what they do. As soon as YouTube bans them, cease and desist their channel or whatever, or that video, they just make a whole nother one or post it on a whole separate channel that got less subscribers.
January 3rd, 2025, at No Jumper, Williams struck a victim in the head multiple times with a firearm, pointed the firearm at the back of the head, while two other suspects removed valuables from the victim, including jewelry, cash, and cell phone of $5,000. Williams also said that he was with Henley when rapper Rakeem Allen, PNB Rock, was robbed and killed, that they told him to comply, and that they would get the jewelry later. Williams also walked through the kidnapping of a famous rapper that Williams and Henley committed together, and discussed several Big U Enterprise associates being good.
So basically, they knew. So they were with PNB when he was robbed and killed. They told PNB to just comply and that they would get the jewelry back later. That sounds like the craziest scam I've ever knew, bro. If I'm sitting at dinner with you and you tell me, yo, bro, just give up the jewelry, bro, we'll go and get it back later. Bro, I'm thinking you a part of it now. At this point, that's probably what happened. He's sitting there at breakfast. He's eating this joint with his girl. Boom. People pop up. Oh, bro, let's go Henley. What's up, bro? Dap him up, chilling, vibing. And then all of a sudden, bro, mad people come in. Give me a chain. Give me a chain. Give me a chain. Bro, yo, PNB, just give me a chain. Gang, just give me a chain. We'll get it back. We'll get it back. Just give me your chain. Nah, I ain't giving my chain up. I ain't doing. Nah, they ain't good. Pow, pow, pow. Like, bro, like, oh my.
But in LA because they've checked in. So
and then what? They said another rapper? Williams also walked through a kidnapping of a famous rapper that Williams and Henley committed together, then discussed several Big U Enterprise associates being good in Los Angeles because they have checked.
It's been good in LA because they've checked in. So whoever this Williams guy is just yapping on podcasts, self-snitching, right? That's what this is. Because he's corroborating timelines for the feds.
You might as well just rap, gang. Yo, whoever this Williams dude is, bro, you might as well just rap, bro. You might as well just sign up to be a witness, bro. At this point, you might as well be a witness because you already a witness, bro. You've already talked so much, bro. The gang probably think you're a witness, even though you're not one. You cooperating without even cooperating. How does that even make sense?
Not even realizing it. Extortion in violation of the Hobbs Act as racketeering activity. Discussing splitting funds of.
4 days after Big U Enterprise robbed Victim 1, as discussed above, the consensual monitored call from Victim 1 in which Robinson tasked Victim 1 with identifying additional robbery victims for Henley and Robinson, where Victim 1 would receive 25%, and noting that Henley was discussing that Victim 1 owed Henley money, having only paid a portion of what Victim 1 owed. consensually recorded call in which Henley stated that any payments that victim one receives from another person Henley is extorting must be paid to Henley.
Robbing people on the phone. Consensually recorded call. So victim one.
Consensually recorded call which Robinson told victim one that Robinson needed to tell Henley something about the amount of money that victim one would be paying to Henley, and victim one said he could pay $500 to or $1,000. Consensually recorded call in which Robinson asked victim one that he has for Henley, and Robinson discussed how much victim one can pay, but ultimately promised to cover for victim one and allow him to pay the following day rather than face Henley's anger.
Or Robinson, they had a wiretap or a wire on one of these cell phones.
They was watching victim one. Victim one gave him access to his phone and tap his phone. So when he gets calls from Robinson, Henley, anybody from Big Use Enterprise, they can listen in on it. Consensually recorded call in which Henley and victim one discussed how much money will go from to the event to Henley. The Rollin 60s, Robinson, and victim one. Henley stated that he wanted his money. Later in the day, victim one and Robinson discussed how victim one was being taxed by Robinson and Henley. Essentially monitored a call in which Henley discussed how another extortion victim, i.e. DC, was not paying Henley and which was owed because DC was conducting business in Los Angeles. I don't know who DC is.
Essentially recorded one. It's interesting. FBI provided $500 of cash for the meeting and victim one paid the money to Henley. Wait, hold on. Victim one was fucking being an undercover cop with Henley, pretty much. $1,000 from victim one paid to Robinson for Henley. Like, holy shit. Another $1,000, $3,000 so that Henley could purchase a $30,000 necklace for his wife's birthday. Henley.
They got everything in this genre, bro. They got your wife's birthday gift. They got the Christmas presents. They got everything in this genre, bro. Hold on. I see whack down here. We're going to read this. Consensually recorded call in which Robinson victim one that Henley wanted to collect $2,000 for victim one every Monday. Consensually recorded call in which Henley told victim one that he needed a donation for his wife's birthday. Victim one told Henley he had already paid Robinson, and Henley responded that his math was wrong. Consensually reported call in which Robinson and Henley demanded that victim one stop doing business with Big U Enterprise rival Whack 100 because he's a rat. Whack 100 getting our rat tag on him, bro? Come on, bro. Why? Bro, Williams. If anybody getting a rat tag on him, Williams or whatever his name is should be the first one in this genre that's a rat.
He wanted to collect $2,000 from victim one every Monday. Victim one paid Robinson.
Oh my gosh. Provided funds. FBI provided funds on camera.
$2,000 of FBI provided funds on camera. Another $1,000 on camera. $2,000 on
4 bands on camera? 4 to 5 bands on camera again?
On camera. 2,000 on camera. This is out of a movie, like straight up. Oh my god, more extortion of victim 2 at Deja Vu and International Adult Entertainment Club. Jesus, man. Henley paid whatever this name is.
Bro, I'm getting at this point, bro. It can't get any worse for these dudes, man. It can't get any worse for these dudes, man. Cuff Boys, thank you for explaining that. But it can't get any worse for these dudes at all. It can't.
Hey man, thank you for watching the video. If you like this video, man, like, comment, subscribe, and share a friend, share their girlfriend. Let's grow the community up. I'm gonna put all my social down in the description down below. Sorry for my words, man. I appreciate y'all for watching the video, and let's check y'all out soon. Peace.
I put the new 4Gs on the G. I tap it till the letter boxes underneath. That's how my homies got it.